But man, Dave, welcome. And
Hey.
This is our very first episode with what? Zoom. You actually have to
Hello.
look at us, not just listen to us. You have to look at us. But
There goes our
some,
show.
bad for others. But especially since been packing on a few Corona pounds here, you know. I mean, all these people that talk about they've been, Coronication and you know, I know Dave, you've been doing all kinds of stuff around your house, and yeah, not me, man. I've been. See, let me show you. You do that. I'm gonna walk around here. I think mine have dust on them. Yep, see, they do. But the thing is that you get to look at us. Now, right at the top, I want to tell you that the show is partially brought to you by Touch It Safe. That's right, Touch It Safe for the new normal. Now, what these are personal protection, latex, rubber, natural rubber finger covers. So whenever you go out and you use an ATM, cash, credit cards, pin pads, gas pumps, maybe keyboards, public restrooms, you name it, this is what you need. Easy on, easy off. They're going to cover your finger and protect it. Don't be a tool. Don't use some aluminum or metal copper thing that you touch the contaminated surface with and then put it back in your pocket, your purse, or some people, I've seen them give their kids something to chew on. And bad idea. But Touch It Safe. And you can find them. Yeah, exactly. TouchItSafe.com. You sure don't want to use that tool to stir your drink or something like that, you know? But no, don't carry it with you. Easy on, easy off, and then discard. That's the right way for the new normal. Touch It Safe. Right there. TouchItSafe.com. And because they're supporting Man Seeks Adventure, you get the benefit. Buy one of any size package. They're available in 40, 100, and 250, and you will get a free package with the code TISBOGO 40 for a 40 pack, TISBOGO 100 for a 100 pack, etc. Just do it, put it in. You buy two of any size of the same pack. It'll show that you've bought two, but when you go to checkout and you put in that code, one of them are free. Now, we are charging Dave for that extra package, but you get it free.
Coming out of my Man Seeks Adventure check.
That's right. That's right. Hey, touchitsafe.com. Just go there, support them, and I will, disclaimer, I own Touch It Safe. So
what?
I'm supporting the company. I am the major underwriting sponsor of Man Seeks Adventure, and the secondary underwriting sponsor is Dave Marek.
Yes.
Hey, let's get going. Support touchitsafe.com. And we're going. So, Dave, I'm going to start right off top of the show with something near and dear to us. Drink of the day. Hey, now, I made it easy. I made it really good. It's a summertime favorite, and it's easy. I broke out the Kraken Black Spiced Rum.
Release Kraken.
Right there. Got the octopus on there. It's all happening.
Kraken.
And what did I make? I made a nice
Look at that.
Kraken and Diet Coke. But I like to use Coke Zero. I like the flavor of that. Hit it with a little bit of fresh mint from my garden in my backyard. Well, okay, my wife's garden in the backyard because I don't have the patience for that stuff. But I'm going to try
Brad, when we are out and about, is usually a Jack and Diet Coke guy.
That's right.
So this is Kraken Coke is what you're doing here.
Yes, Kraken Coke.
Kraken Coke is working. So Brad, because you did that, I have a drink of the day for myself.
All right, what do you got?
And this is 714 beer just for you.
Oh, cool. Nice. Cheers.
714. It's what's it called? Orange County Blonde Ale.
I like the can.
Mm-hmm.
I like your can, Dave.
I like the can too. Tastes kind of like a healthy Oli.
Healthy Oli. Okay. That's interesting.
This is from, speaking of, as we will, the coronavirus and shut down. And I go to this place called We're Pouring in Glendale, and it's the coolest place ever, but they're only doing takeout. So this is a takeout beer from them.
Nice. Very cool. So one of the good things is liquor stores are still open. So I was able to go get the Kraken yesterday. And the reason I did that was because I appeared on another show. My buddy, Stevie Dupin, you've met him. We've gone to the Ha Ha Comedy Club when he was.
If you want to go back in our archives of Man Six Adventure, we had Steve on, and then we went and did the comedy show with him.
Yeah, and I promised him we'd have him on again soon.
Cool.
But he's a great comedian here in the LA area, and he does a weekly show that he started because of the virus, and he's had some great comedians on, man. Guys from Saturday Night Live and from, all the major comedy clubs and shows. And for some reason, he wanted me on there. And,
because it's funny.
And they needed somebody as a punching bag, Dave. But they also needed someone to make a cocktail.
You're the straight man.
Yes, exactly. And so I made a cocktail for them that you can find at Man Seeks Adventure on Instagram. I posted it there.
What's his buddy's name?
On Facebook. What's that?
The one that was just hilarious was Martini or.
Oh, Mike Marino, maybe?
Mike Marino.
Yes, he was on last night with us.
That guy's fucking shit.
Yeah, he's funny. And he was
I like you too,
talking about. They were talking about they had a show at the Ha Ha Comedy Club, and this guy was sitting in the front, and he was probably about 65, and he was in a velour tracksuit. And he looked down, and he said to him, he goes, "Hey, there's only two kinds of guys that wear velour tracksuits to a comedy show." And he said, "Made men from the mob, or guys that just came from the secondhand store." And he said, the guy looked at him and he goes, "I didn't go to any secondhand store." So it was pretty good. But
he's awesome.
Go check out Stevie D on Instagram at Stevie D Rocks. And every Saturday night he does this great comedy deal. Had Don Rickles' daughter on with us.
Okay.
Yeah, man. I mean, you talk about a king of Vegas comedy, and that guy was
Cal Neva, baby.
Yeah, awesome. So
and the nicest guy, Don Rickles, if you guys don't know and you want to research him a little, would give to charities, would help everybody. And then, on stage he was acerbic, it'd be a good word.
He was ripping everybody.
You're just an asshole. They said he was the nicest guy. And just
my dad actually knew him. As I've told you some of the stories, my dad knew a lot of the Vegas people. Yeah. And said that he was just a great guy, just an awesome guy. But so Dave, we talked about Touch It Safe and the new normal, and this.
I've never been normal. I just want to.
It's a new. For you, it's a new not be normal. Now it's the new not be normal.
Now I'm gonna be normal. It's a new normal. It's like what the hell?
But I mean, this is taking its toll on everything, and we've seen big changes.
How do you go back? Like I think of my favorite bar. How do I go back? And do people just forget and go in and all of a sudden it's back to normal? Or do you go in like, be careful, which you should. It's going to be, I saw this morning, a motel just opened. And I think, well, I better be the first guest, and then I'm not going back, or
you
something.
You want to be the first guest? Do you?
I'd rather be the first guest because they sprayed the shit out of it.
I think there's. Go ahead.
I don't know. Well, no, it just seems like they're doing all this stuff to make sure it's 99.9%. You think, well, I'll stay there. Good luck cleaning after I'm there. It'd be like David Lee Roth came in and like, shit, man.
I mean, maybe they should have like your bed stuff sealed in a plastic thing that they hand you at the front desk, right?
Yeah. Wear a beekeeper outfit, as Robin Williams would say.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I know. Hazmat.
We are seeing right now, as things are opening up, we are seeing that some people are like, screw
Yeah.
this. I'm just, and then other people are following the mandates of the masks, and, but the thing is, you got to be smart about it because,
Sure do.
like, for me, I've got an 88-year-old mother that lives in my guest house.
Right.
I don't want to bring it home to her and, make her sick. I don't want to bring it home to my wife. Hell, I don't want to have it. I've had pneumonia 4
Let's
times.
go there first. Yeah.
I'm susceptible
Me
to that
too.
stuff.
And asthma growing up. I'm the worst case.
Yeah, exactly.
By the way, Brad has a guest house, in case you didn't catch that. And a mom.
It's occupied right now, though.
Yeah.
But as soon as it becomes available, it will be Airbnb.
But what you watch is like I saw a restaurant opening in Inland Empire this morning, and you think, well, they're doing their social distancing and they're putting masks. All the wait staff has masks. They have plastic menus, all that stuff. Everybody waiting in line, no mask, nothing, and they're all inside. I mean, you gotta eat, but still, it's kind of like, well, the mask is keeping me from giving it to you. It's not keeping me from getting it, really.
Unless you're wearing an N95 or something.
Yeah, or like just a beekeeper outfit, or a hazmat suit. But yeah, so it's kind of like, well, what's the, not just the norm, but what's social etiquette? What how do you do that?
Well, the thing is that what's going to happen is we're seeing it in Texas right now. They opened up about 2 weeks before everyone else, and now they're seeing a spike. And the worst thing that could happen is we all open back up and everybody just goes back to normal, and then all of a sudden we see the spike of deaths and sickness, because then they're going to lock us down even more, and that's horrible for everyone.
Yeah, you'll have tanks patrolling your streets. Go and get back.
And
the thing is that it takes, we all go back. Okay, we're open. You go back. It's not like tomorrow I've got it. It takes a couple of weeks, and all of a sudden, oh shit. So people are gonna, for 2 weeks, are gonna go, see, nothing happened. I'm good. Yeah. And then all of a sudden, it's like, oh shit.
But it has been so strange because, like, there's a furniture store right down the street from my office, and I get off every day. It is a ghost town. It's locked up, nobody there. But over by my house, there's this giant furniture store, and it's been open the whole time. And I'm like, now wait a minute, how did they stay open, but they can't be open?
Right.
I think these guys just did it, and nobody said anything to them.
Yeah, what's essential?
Big chain.
Yeah.
And or like liquor stores can be open, restaurants can be open for takeout, but
I love
my
that.
car wash can't be open.
Here's my problem with the restaurants open, and I mentioned this before, that I have some sneaky places, of course I would find them, that you can go in and get food takeout. And I like to say, I'm gonna sit in your waiting room while my food's being prepared. And if I were to have a beer in the waiting room, and then, and I love that.
And just go as slow as you can preparing my food.
That's kind of what I'm doing, is cook the food, like low and slow barbecue. And literally, to me, I love that, because I don't stay anywhere that very long anyway. So I can go have a beer. It's helped my mental state. But then I see why, and then one of them told me that the health department shut them down. You have to wait for your food outside now. I'm like, God damn it. That's not, I've got a mask on. I'm like going sipping, like shit. So now I feel like I'm doing my duty, but still getting something out of it. And now it's just going to be a shit show.
It has been very strange because, like I told you about my wheel factory, it was shut down. We're not a necessary,
essential business.
Essential business. We tried to open up to get a few orders out, keep a few people going, just a very small staff to get what was already in the pipeline out. And the fire department came over to do a fire inspection. I was like, wait a minute. All our garage doors are closed. Why are you here to do a fire inspection? Yeah. And the guy was really cool. The guy was really cool. He goes, listen, they looked at your meter readings, saw you're using energy, and sent us over. I'm like, whoa, blow my head off, man. I mean, that's like Big Brother, man. It's like Big Brother, man.
Hold on, I gotta go turn some lights up, Brad.
Yeah, but it's really strange. Like I was saying, why can't my hand car wash be open? Yeah. You don't. These guys are all doing separate cars. They're washing, and And I'm standing outside waiting for the car, but they're all
the drive-through ones, not like the gas station ones, but the drive-through ones, the standalone ones. You never get out of your car. The only thing you would actually do is maybe the credit card.
Yeah.
And the one by me, you have you're a club or something, but you don't touch anything. You just drive like through and go out. I will tell you a funny story about that. Did I mention that guy? There was a guy that was going to that Starbucks, is right by the
no. Tell him.
He would come into Starbucks and use their bathroom, and they'd go, "You can't be in here." And he's like, he comes out and he's like pretty dirty. And so he comes out. So I go to Starbucks, I get an iced tea. I go and I get in the car wash, and I'm coming through, and he walked through the car wash to take a shower. I shit you not. He literally, I looked up and he's in there like sudsing up and then walking through.
No way.
It's the greatest thing I've ever seen. I thought, that is the cleverest homeless guy I've ever seen, man.
So he was Pigpen dirty, not Don Rickles dirty.
Oh yeah, no, it was Pigpen dirty. He wasn't filthy. He was dirty. No, he wasn't dirty. He was filthy. But the whole restaurant thing, and I love that. I love traveling. How are we going to travel? I assume hit the ground running, and I have to rely on them to protect me. I'm not sure.
Well, I've been thinking about this because we go places and then we come back and talk about them on the podcast.
Yeah.
There's so many places we've wanted to go. There's so many things we've wanted to do and come back and talk about. I wanted to go to this spring. I wanted to go to like Art Basel and make it a big show, but
I remember that.
Do that. And Art Basel was right on the fringe. It was kind of happening right as everything was going.
But it was still this would be cool. And I mean, it's as simple as my favorite pizza place in the world in Japan, Savoy. I'm going stir crazy not having that weekly, but there's 10 seats in there.
Yeah.
So you have 2 people eat at a time. I mean, like, what do you? Because they're getting hard by it.
People who live in their own little space sometimes don't realize the impact this has, and permanent impact. And as an example of that, the Basel World Watch and Jewelry Show that my Bonneville Watch Company would exhibit at every year, it did not happen this year because of coronavirus.
Right.
But going beyond that, it's never going to happen again. It's canceled because the organization that put it on, they mismanaged, in my opinion, and many other watch companies' opinions, how they said, we're not going to refund you. We're just going to put your booth fee towards next year.
Next year, right.
And next year, it's going to be in January. Well, January is on top of the Tucson show and a bunch of other things going on, and people can't do it. So there was a big uproar, and some of the biggest companies, Rolex and like that, said, we're done. Enough of your bullshit. Well, it disintegrated the show. It will never happen again. So there's an entire thing, just one little instance that just, it's over with forever. It's just crazy how these things happen.
But if you're at home every day and stay-at-home orders, do you need to tell time, really?
You do.
The sun comes up.
Bonneville Watch Time is the only time.
There you go. It's different.
You can find us on Facebook, Bonneville Watch.
Well, here's the deal, and here's what I'd say in your defense, Brad, is you don't have to know what time it is, but you have to look cool.
Well, yeah. And if somebody asks you, what if a woman walks up and goes, do you happen to know what time it is? Wouldn't you rather go, oh, on my Bonneville watch, it's rather than take an iPhone and go, oh, well, it's, that's easy.
What time is it? It's time to look at my Bonneville watch and tell you it's
right. So,
you
watch with the Saudi royal family.
With my 1,000 watches, like, do you know what time it is? Yeah, it's time to have a beer.
Hey, so as we talk about this, there are so many things. We talked about eating out. The new thing in LA, and I think we're going to see it everywhere, are what they're calling ghost kitchens. A lot of these fine eating establishments that are really just, you go there for the atmosphere, but also, the food is fantastic.
Yeah.
They cannot survive. So they're going, wait a minute. People are ordering our food. All we need is a kitchen.
Yeah.
You will no longer go there. It will be delivered to your home, but you will still get the eloquent and fine dining, but it'll be in your home. And
Bobby Flay food at my house or his restaurant is equally as good to me.
Now,
you miss the social aspect of it, but
but if you can't sit close to people and visit with them, what's the difference?
Well, but right now, if you went to the Ivy, you can't get in, so now it's the same.
Yeah. But think of the place where, and I neglected to even say, Billy Gibbons isn't on the show today. I don't know if you noticed. But
where the hell?
Billy stuck in Las Vegas. And he got stuck in Las Vegas for this because he was getting ready to start his residency with ZZ Top when this all happened, and he was at it. And so he apologizes. He's not on this episode because he's waiting for his light ring to come in, because see, if Dave and I had light rings, you could see us better. But that would be the downfall. You could see us better.
So do you think, in hindsight, if you got the light ring, how would Billy do on American Idol or The Voice? Would they go, dude, we like your raspy voice, but it's just a little too much for us. I don't think American.
I think he'd do great because he had the greatest little quips, and the way you know how it is with Billy, whether it's an email, a text, or he's talking with you, there is this cadence and this.
He's quirky. My mom said I was eccentric. He's like quadruple. And he wouldn't need the show. But it'd be interesting for some of those people to go back and go, remember you said Adam Lambert when Simon said, I don't know. And they're like, are you crazy? This guy's amazing.
But I mean, like Billy, I've had some of the best conversations with him at 1 or 2 in the morning. He gets out of a show, and I'm sitting there, and all of a sudden my phone rings. I look at my nightstand, I go, what the hell is Billy calling? The first couple of times it happened, I was like, maybe something happened. I pick up the phone.
Right. Oh, shit. Yeah.
He's like, hey, man, you busy right now? I'm like, well, I was just sleeping. He goes, oh, well, I just got done with the show, and I was getting on my bus. Well, he's going to travel somewhere across the country.
Yeah.
And
you know what's cool about that, too, with Billy, because it happens to me probably, too, but when he's on stage, he's singing whatever, heard it on the X, thinking, I got a cool idea for a hot rod or something.
Exactly,
in his head, while he's singing, he's going, you know what, that would work. I got to call Brad. Hey, draw a picture.
And to give Billy a plug, even though he's not here, is that if you're looking for something to do during this lockdown, you can go online and buy the reissue of his book. And it comes now in a slipcover.
Awesome book.
And all kinds of stuff. It's his guitars and his cars. And it's an incredible book. It's so go check that out. You can find it on his website at Billy F. Gibbons, and a really cool place. But we go back to this, and the bar experience, the nightclub experience, the restaurant experience. Dave, you and I both know that so much of it is the social aspect.
Well, I'm sorry. I looked up a Billy text.
Yeah.
Like, what you doing out there? Time to let the hot rod car start making street sounds pronto. Thanks for the bar shots. I mean, it's just, he's always saying some cool shit like that.
He does. He's
pronto.
I'll look up the last one that he sent me.
We did the one with when he had the technical difficulties on the.
Yeah.
That was cool. Forget how he said it.
Here it is.
It's computer technical.
It says, Brad, are you ever going to pay me that effing money? Oh, wait, that's not the same one. That's no, and I won't speak out of school here because I don't want to say anything. But I'll tell you. I'm going through one after another of his
We feel like he's on the show this time right now. He'll be on next time. He's
Oh yeah, he'll be
busy.
But here's just a thing where he's getting back to me to let me know he's going to call me. He's, Yo, B, give me an hour to wrap up this upcoming interview. I can give you a shout around 3 o'clock, West Coast time. Gracias, BFG.
Yeah, always gracias.
It's just, yeah, it's
gracias,
always.
amigo.
It's just.
But he said, it was so funny. It was like the technical stars are not allowing for my computer or something.
Yes, yeah. Did you see the T-shirt that he put out on his website?
Yeah, that's cool.
Where it said Billy F. Gibbons Coronavirus World Tour, and it was just at home, at home, at home, at home.
Which I love.
Yeah. So anyways, another thing that's going to change drastically, and I was speaking with a buddy of mine who works for one of the biggest casinos, and it's Vegas, dude.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I've talked to people in entertainment over there. Entertainment's done right now because you can't have a theater. So all of the shows are all on hiatus, and they are going to be even when the casinos reopen. It's lunacy.
Isn't it like movie theater though? So you go back to the show, but it's every other seat or something there, because theater's supposed to open next Friday or something, aren't they?
I didn't hear about that.
That's what I heard. I'm like, my God.
But Vegas is not even set to open until June, and they're making drastic changes. No more poker because they can't do that. But like the craps tables, they're going to change the dice after every single roll. Huh? And,
you know, I have an idea. How about video poker and you use Touch It Safe?
Oh, I like that. Here, hey, cheers to that.
I'll drink to that.
Yes.
Well, I mean, seriously, you can touch all. Well, I saw on Channel 5 News that one of the Indian casinos or something, they made like a hoop around and the dealers in the middle.
Plexiglass, yeah.
Plexiglass. And each player is outside of it, and they're a little slot, and they throw in their bet, whatever. But you're still exchanging, you're touching stuff.
Well, that's why you need to touch it safe, Dave. And no, but I actually have been talking with the casinos in Vegas about that, because from the minute you leave your room, you are touching elevator buttons, you are touching, computer screens on the gaming floor, chips, cash, everything. And not to mention, there is that aspect of Vegas, which is the fantasy. And when people come there, they want to get dressed up for dinner or to go to the gaming floor. And, can you imagine a woman stepping off of the elevator in her nicest little black dress, and she has these big blue gloves on? Well, Touch It Safe is discreet protection.
No, I'm sorry. I can't imagine
way better.
That'd be awesome.
You'll think, otherwise you'd think, wow, the staff here that washes the dishes, they really do get dressed up.
That's a keeper.
No.
Yeah, I had a different visual than you did. Wow. Huh.
But
I'm pretty sure backstage, we should ask Mikey. I'm pretty sure backstage Van Halen stuff, probably girls had some gloves like that.
Well, hey, I was thinking with all of this,
there was no Touch It Safe.
Latex clubs are gonna be really rocking, man. I mean, these people that dress all in latex head to toe, what do they have to worry about?
Well, and I want to open let's invest in plexiglass, man.
No kidding, plexiglass. But what about concerts? How did they solve concerts? Billy was supposed to have a big tour. Mikey was supposed to have a big tour. Sammy was supposed to have a big tour. All of them are canceled. Right. And when do these come back? Bear Jackson as the, entertainment for cars. Again, they have pushed, their Palm Beach show to October, but they still don't know how they're going to social distance and more importantly than that, how the hell are they going to do the VIP skybox for us?
Who cares about the rest of it? It's the skybox. You could buy a car online, which a lot of people do, but you want to go look at it. What am I buying? And it's the thrill of being it's right there. And but concerts, I guess you could do like movie theaters where they're talking about doing them at drive-in theaters, because you could, literally you could watch a movie and you're social distance because you're in your own car, which literally is probably the cleanest car you could be in because it's yours.
Yeah, it's yours.
And, but you could maybe do concerts that way, but
Unless you're an Uber driver.
Yeah, but then, you know, but if you had, you know, it's you roll your windows down so you can hear it, or like, you know, is it still, you know,
well, everything that separates you from the band and from those speakers, it's separation. It's, you know, and it's that experience. And again, it's looking over at that other person that's going, mouthing the words and going, yeah, that's awesome. You know, you're like,
yeah. Well, and literally, I think of like the drive-in movies, because you would run it through your XM radio or your Apple CarPlay, and I think of my car. So I have the RDX that has the ELS 3D experience in it, and it would be amazing.
Oh yeah,
better than a theater. And I think maybe they're onto something with the movies, but the concert, it's no way. It's too visceral.
Concerts are going to be tough. It's I don't know, man. It's going to be.
We got to have private concerts. We'll do Man Seeks Adventure really, and just, you know.
We could do a private Man Seeks Adventure concert series. We'll host it in my backyard around the pool, and only people who are Man Seeks Adventure followers get to come.
There you go.
Yeah, and that would be total social distancing, because what do we have, like 6?
The 2 from Missouri.
I'll tell you what, though, if we had Billy Gibbons, Michael and Sammy, and some of my other friends and your friends playing around my pool, dude,
all of the day. Yeah.
We would have a lot of friends all of a sudden.
Yeah. Yes, we would.
Maybe we do it where they have to buy like this packet of Man Seeks Adventure T-shirts, some Touch It Say, and once they bought all that, then they can buy a ticket.
That's right.
So
I like it. Well, you know, it's talking about the casinos used to just do hotels, not just in Vegas. Hotels could have Touch It Say for, like, on your, you know, your counter, and you go, when you leave the hotel, you can hear some Touch It Say.
There's a lot of things. We just got to get them out to more people. And we're already in Circle K stores here in Southern California, and they're selling through because people see them and they see how easy it is. Yeah. Way easier than pulling on a rubber glove just to do the ATM, you know? Whenever I do that, I think of
something else.
I think of the proctologist in Cannonball Run with Burt Reynolds. And, you know, he had a funny eye, and he was like,
"Oh no, that was
hey, do you want me to?"
Wasn't it Jackie Elam?
Yeah, that was awesome. Hey, you know, I did find out. I don't know what your feelings are, but old sporting events, old racing events, they're just not as good, Dave, when you have to watch them over. You know, when you know the result, there's not that edge of the seat excitement, you know? It's
like seeing the movie Titanic.
Well, there's a storyline.
I heard that the ship sinks. I don't want to give it away, but
damn, you should have said spoiler alert, spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert, Gone with the Wind, Atlanta burns.
It's like, have you ever had a 49ers game that you wanted to watch, but you were traveling, and you're like, oh, I can't wait to see this. I DVR'd it, and then somebody calls you and goes, or texts you and goes, what a game. Can you believe they made it just in the last 3 minutes? And, you know, you're like, no.
So that's what I was going to say, that, you know, some people, I'm watching old shows, and literally I text.
You know the winner.
I do, but I still enjoyed the shit out of it. Like, yes. Yeah, I can never get enough of that. I think NASCAR's on today. The actual race.
They are?
Yes.
I didn't know that. Wow.
Yeah, so NASCAR.
With nobody in the stands.
Nobody in the stands. No tailgating, nothing. But now, the teams are there and ready to go. It's going to be weird. But I was going to say that each, you know, how many's on a team? 30, 25 times 40 teams? That's a lot of people.
Yeah, it's a lot of people. A lot of people. And they're all in close quarters, and they have to wear masks. And
that's right.
You know,
maybe the gasoline kills the 99%.
There you go.
Well, and they're going to do one Wednesday. So they're doing double backs at Darlington, and then, I mean, it's
interesting. The other thing is, you know, I was just on Stevie D Rock's show. Stevie D Rock's on Instagram. He's a comedian, and you know, you've met Stevie D when we did the Ha Ha Comedy Club, and Mike Marino, the other guy that was so funny.
I love that guy.
And
Forget
he
about
had
it. I love
Don
that guy.
Rickles' daughter on when I was on last night.
Wow.
But they asked me to make a cocktail for the show, and I want to tell everybody that cocktail can be found, the entire recipe, at the Man Seeks Adventure Instagram and Facebook pages. And go there, check it out, because it's a great one that I made with the black spiced rum. But it went a little farther than just Kraken and Coke. I did a reduction of orange juice and ginger, and that syrup mixed in with some lime, some soda water, and it's an awesome summer drink. You got to try it. It's called the Spiced Rum OJ Mojito, and I think you'll dig it. But what I'm getting at is that the comedians were all talking about, Mike Marino had just done the Comedy Club, their virtual show, where he goes into the Comedy Club in Hollywood, stands on the stage, and they do it with a camera. People log in, right? And he said, I fucking hated it. He goes, there's no reaction. There's no laughing.
Yeah.
Because you can't tell if they're laughing at the material.
Yeah.
And how do you?
It's just rehearsed. And so that, what's it called? A Kraken OJ Mojito?
No. It's a spiced rum OJ Mojito.
Okay. So that's a killer drink, dude.
Oh, it's really tasty. And they go down very easily.
So your Uber driver could have a Bronco? Is that the deal?
What's that?
Your Uber driver could be driving a Bronco?
Yes, exactly. But
OJ.
the OJ, the spiced
orange juice. I see. Okay.
Yes, and it's good. You know, you muddle it with the mint leaves. And Dave, the oranges that I made it with, they came literally off of my mother's trees in Arizona. I literally drove to Arizona
to get the oranges,
picked the oranges off of her tree. Now that was not intended, but I did it.
Next time you can drive to my house. I gotta pick my oranges. That some woman walked up my driveway the other day and just looked at me and I go, "Can I help you?" And she started pulling oranges off my. She's back in my driveway. I'm like, "The hell are you doing?"
Well, you should have told her you can pick your nose. Pick your orange trees, but you can't pick your friends' orange trees.
Well, and I said, you know, had you asked, I'd be happy to do it, but this is kind of, so, you know, it's just like rude. But anyway, I've got a ton of oranges if you need them.
Well, I'll tell you a quick little story that leads into a long story. I went over to Arizona to, lockdown. The freeways were incredibly open. Nice. I blasted over there because I had tree trimmers coming to trim my mom's yard. And she's over with me now. And so I met them over there. And all I was supposed to do was meet them at 7 a.m, tell them what to do, because they didn't do it right the first time. They were coming back for a second go around. And then split. And I get there and I go, okay, guys, they're not symmetrical. They don't look good. I go through the whole thing. And I go, and you were supposed to take all the fruit off the tree. And the guy looks at me and he goes, "Oh, we don't take fruit off the tree. We don't pick trees." And I get out the contract and I go, "Right here, remove fruit from tree." And he goes, "That means the fruit that falls off or the branches that are cut off during the trimming. We don't go in and pick it." And I go, "No, it says remove fruit from tree." And he goes, "Nope, and he would not budge on it. Her house is in a gated community and they have real strict guidelines. And the manager comes by and she goes, "If that fruit's not moved by the end of the day," she goes, "we're going to remove the trees." And I'm like, "Oh, you got to be kidding me." So Brad he added to his repertoire. I am now a picker. The neighbor came over and loaned me one of those fruit pickers, but I still had to climb the tree and get in there. And dude, there was so much good fruit on there. Grapefruits. I pulled out bushels.
What time can you be here?
Yeah, exactly. I'm done. My days of doing that are done. And so then I jumped in the truck and flew up to Havasu to get my boat. And that was quite an adventure. That I'll save for the next show. But
I like that one, though.
What's that?
I like that one.
That was quite the adventure, and we've got a lot to talk about. So I'll save it.
We'll make that the boat show.
The boat show. And you know what they say, the acronym for boat, right?
Yes.
Bust out another $1,000. Well, I did well over that on my little trip. So, yeah, no, it was great. Hey, you know something that I did do that I know you've been into lately is I took some time just last night and I opened up my stereo cabinet, myself a cocktail, and
Okay.
After I was off Stevie D's show at Stevie D Rocks on Instagram, I got my Macintosh stereo tubes glowing, my receiver going, everything. And Dave, I hadn't done that in a long time. Linear tracking stereo. I got out a little vinyl, and you know what I listened to first thing in a long time, and it sounds so good on my Clips horns and everything with that vinyl going. It was this.
Meatloaf.
Oh man, such a good song. It was such a good time, man. You know, and then I busted out a little Mellencamp. I brought in some Who, and just listen till midnight, just with the tubes of the stereo glowing. What have you been listening to?
Paradise by the Dashboard Light. That has one of the best lines in any song I've ever heard. I literally, when he says, because he wants her, I'm gonna love you till the end of time. He says, let me sleep on it. And he goes, I'm gonna love you till the end of time. And then the line is, and now I'm praying for the end of time.
I know. He goes, he does that. He goes,
and now I'm praying
for the end of time. Hurry up, come around. If I could spend another minute with you, don't think that I could really survive.
It's so great. And now I'm praying for the end. You think, oh my God. That's so cool. It's like a rock opera.
Okay, wait.
Yeah, I'll tell you what I've been listening to, and it's a plug for Mike, but I'm getting the tweets from Sammy, and it's, day 1, day 2 of the Circle, locked COVID, and they're each playing an instrument from their house. It's so good. It's awesome. I mean, it's
Mike and Sam have been doing some great videos.
So cool. I love it. And literally, count all that stuff. And then I've been doing that, and then pretty soon I start going into like Van Halen and 1985 here or somewhere, and then I start going through, and here's Led Zeppelin doing whatever, and it's never ending. I keep going, oh shit, this is cool. Like,
I was listening to that Van Halen album from 1976 the other day.
Yeah, the Jamie's Crying. And literally, then I inevitably, and it happens to me every time, is Robin Williams on the Johnny Carson show. And you start listening, and it's like, oh my God, this is so amazing. And I did, so I'm on the weekends painting things and painting walls. And then I'm just like, I'm such a, what would be the word, high strung or like mind going all the time that there's
they call that ADD.
So I have ADD, but I'm getting the things done, which is
okay. So you're saying focus.
There's no disorder. It's just, there's no deficit. It's just attention. But I'm literally doing 10 things at once and getting them done. But so it's kind of like I miss drinking, I miss flying, I miss traveling, I miss you, but I'm still surviving pretty well with keeping myself occupied. Learn a software, like I'm going in deep on software. I'm going to learn how to do this. I got a 3D printer, so I'm like, I'm going to figure out how to make my own
print 49er helmets, right?
Yeah, 49er, all that stuff.
So that's the thing. I've been hearing all these people I'm really jealous of because they've been on these Corona vacations and they're Corona-cation, and they're getting organized. And I'm such a workaholic. I took one Friday off. I said, I'm going to stay around the house. I went out and I did some stuff around the pool, and about 2:00, I couldn't stand it anymore. Took a shower, headed into the office. And I know it's a sickness, but I really want to get a bunch of stuff organized because that's the whole thing about organization is it takes organization to do it.
And I find that I'm organizing work stuff too. I've taken, like I have my laptop here because most of them are working from home, but I'm going in and back and forth. But I'm going through like document retention, and I'm going through files just like, this is a perfect opportunity. I'm going to spend an hour going through, it's from, I mean, I have stuff at Honda from like probably 90, 87, 88, 90. And I'm like, you scanned them and you have them in there. I'm like, I'm pretty sure that the landscape of automobiles has changed, or I don't really need this technological aspect anymore, or my taxes, whatever it is. I'm like, holy shit, man, I've kept everything. So I'm just like, the things I really need, I'm scanning. The things I can dump, I'm shredding or dumping. Yeah. So
Okay.
I feel good. I feel.
You can call me a pack rat, which I am, and I admit it, but
You're a pack rat.
So many things. Like, I had a magazine editor come into my shop one time at my house, and I had this, literally a pile, probably 3 or 4 foot tall, on the floor of stuff that I had finally resolved myself to throw out. And he walked in and he goes, "What's that stuff?" And I go, "That's the trash pile." And he went, "Dude, that is some cool stuff. Oh my God." And he starts going through, "Can I have this? Can I have it?" And I went, "Oh, wait a minute. Maybe I shouldn't throw that out." And then another time, it happens to me every time, Dave. If I do throw something out 6 months later, I inevitably need it. One time, I was going through my office at home. I have this cabinet with all these old contracts from going clear back to the 80s. And one of them that sticks out was I had hired the Red Hot Chili Peppers when they were still just the hottest band in LA to play an event that I was promoting. And the contract had the rider in it, had everything, but in bold, because their trademark back then is they would come out for their final song naked with just socks over their cocks. They would rock with their, cocks out. And so it was an all ages show. So in bold, it went into this big thing about how they couldn't do that. They would agree. They each had to initial it and everything like that. Well, I looked at it and I thought, I kept this because it was such a cool contract and everything. And do I really need it? Took a bunch of stuff, threw it in the dumpster outside. And I swear to God, it wasn't out there an hour. And somebody called me and said, "I know this is a long shot, but you don't by chance still have that Red Hot Chili Pepper stuff and the stuff we did with these guys and that guys? Because I'm doing this book." And I went, "Are you kidding me?" And I ran out before the trash man got there. I dug it out of the trash, all the contracts. I thought, oh my God, see, this is what happens. And then while I was out there, I pulled the old stereo out.
Some guy's going through the trash, stealing a stereo.
And now I can't get myself to throw that stuff away, because I always think, wait a minute, now with people wanting memorabilia and like that, and Chili Peppers have gone on to be huge, someday when I die, there will be some guy who comes into my house and goes, "God, what a pack rat," and they'll just burn it and throw it all away. And I have dreams of it being like this massive estate sale with all this cool memory.
Mine's going to be like that.
Somebody will just come in and throw it away.
Mine's going to be like that dude from Gone in 60 Seconds, the original one, not Nicolas Cage remake. and he lived in South Bay, and he had tons of like model kits and die casts and just car shit everywhere. And when he died, they had a big like estate sale. But
I imagine an estate sale, but it'll probably just be my relatives going, "Why do you keep all this crap and throw it in the dumpster?" Yeah. Well, hey, speaking of Tiger King, did you hear that they are going to have Nicolas Cage play him?
They play him, of course. Well, that
is perfect.
Honestly, God, the weirdest thing, I fly all the time, not right now, and I haven't flown since end of January, and it's weird.
They can't put you on a private Honda jet. I mean, come on.
I should. My last flight was from Tokyo, and Nicolas Cage was sitting in front of me in the little cubicle thing. Yeah,
I love Nicolas Cage.
He was dude. He couldn't find his seat. We had to help him find his where's my seat, man? And it wasn't from that was like I don't know.
Yeah. He's just Nicolas Cage. That's what I love about it. Hey, what have you been watching on Netflix, dude? What do you got for recommendations?
Netflix. I've been watching Amazon more than Netflix because I'm watching Hunters. I'm just done with it. About the Nazi war criminal hunters. Al Pacino. Like it's cool. But I watched Goliath. I watched Jack Ryan. I'm watching all kinds of it. That Bosch. I love Bosch. But that Goliath is so great. I know you haven't seen it, but
yeah, I have.
It's Billy Bob Thornton he's a alcoholic lawyer, and I mean alcoholic like practicing alcoholic. Like he's like the best lawyer in LA, but he's a drunk, and it's just awesome. It's so good. And they're on the third season now, so I try to not binge and limit myself so it doesn't end, kind of thing.
That's the worst about binging, when you get to the end and you go, wait a minute, there's no more Ozark, or there's no more,
Yeah, exactly. Instant gratification. I need but I've got to really. So what I do is not right now. But of course, gyms aren't open, which is how we're going to do that. But I have certain shows that I watch at the gym in Tokyo. I have shows that I watch at the gym in Torrance. I have certain shows that I watch at the gym in Glendale. Yeah, I'm a freak. And then I have certain things on the plane. It's just I have certain things set for certain places, and I haven't watched any of them because I
haven't been working out.
I'm not keeping up. I just heard I watched Blacklist at the Glendale 24. And they had the series finale was last night or the night before.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, I'm still on season whatever.
I know. I'm on season 4 or something. Yeah, I love that show.
I watch an episode, whenever I'm on the elliptical or something. So it's like, damn it.
The other one that I've been watching is Money Heist. It's a show out of Spain. It's brilliant. It's really good. Another one that I started watching. I wasn't sure about it, but it's called Outer Banks.
Yeah, Outer Banks.
It's a lot of young, good-looking kids.
North Carolina,
that you've got the typical, the rich kids, and then the kids who live there all the time, and it's based in South Carolina. Well, it's got a lot of really cool undertones and intrigue that make it interesting and worth watching. And another one I'm looking forward to starting is White Lines, and that's on Netflix.
That's cool.
And I was sold when the promo said, this show is all about cocaine and orgies. I was like, I'm in. So
her brother or something gets kidnapped, somebody in her family. That looks cool, man.
Yeah, it looks really cool. And I've been listening to a lot of radio like I always do. And KFI 640, I got to give some props to my man, Tim Conway Jr., who does a show on KFI 640 from 6 to 10 every night, because he did like a 5-minute segment on Touch It Safe. And,
no kidding.
Oh, it was so cool.
No shit.
And, had me on and I was talking. Cool. And oh my God, dude, Power Radio, we sold a ton of Touch It Safe.
Really?
Yeah.
Good.
And then this last week, there's another show on midday, and it was hilarious. This has nothing to do with Touch It Safe or anything, but I was listening to it, and the caster, I don't know what you call them, they're not DJs, they're newscaster, but the person hosting, the host, it's That's Gary and Shannon, and they were talking about the Corona lockdown and how it's going, and I had to stop and check my ears because she goes, I am so fucking sick of this thing. And then she went, oh, did I just say that?
Because you can do it on XM.
Yeah, but this is terrestrial radio. And so the rest of the day, everybody who came on, John and Ken, Conway, they were all like, yeah, did you hear the F-bomb on Gary and Shannon today? And even on their social media, they had like a whiteboard, and it said Shannon F-bomb 1, like a tally sheet. It was great because you don't hear that often, but it was so genuine because she goes, what do I think about this fucking thing? I'm like, oh, and then you can just hear her, oh, did I just?
Her frustration came out.
Yes, but
wow.
So
Well, you know,
Dave, before we wrap up, go ahead.
But no, I was going to say, if you're home, you can do KDOC like late night after what's on before. I know Perry Mason's on 11:30. Hogan's Heroes, after Hogan's Heroes is Carol Burnett. So you can watch Tim Conway Sr.
Oh, cool.
And watch him do the dentist and all this stuff.
Yeah, he was awesome.
The dentist when he gives himself the Novocaine. Yeah, he's amazing.
I remember that when you said that. I remember. Hey, I want to know about your office here. Why don't you tell us and point some of the stuff out, dude?
Oh, here we go. Okay. Well, there's a Schumacher painting of the paint schemes I did. You probably can't see that one.
You can see the bottom corner.
Yeah, you can see Fast Jack. Dave, Fast Jack. This was a closet. Now it's like, I don't know if you can see in there. You can't really.
We can, yeah, it's cool. So you made it into like a display cabinet. That's brilliant.
It's a display cabinet. So there's like all these, like the paint schemes that I've done, and it's like layered by shelf is Honda Indy, McLaren Honda, Honda F1, Acura race car, F1, and then 917s. And then over here is there's 49er football signed by Jerry and Joe. Joe Montana football helmet, Jerry Rice football helmet. This one I like a lot. This is, oops.
Ah, you broke that.
Stanley Cup ring. This is a Target championship hat signed by Jimmy Vassar and Alex Zanardi. Yeah, I got a bunch of shit. There's a bunch of Hot Wheels stuff here. I got a Wayne Gretzky number 99.
What's on the wall there? What are the skateboards?
So the skateboards, this is Wilberco, Jay Wilbur, who you know from
Watch Guy, yeah.
Yeah. So Jay did a series of skateboards that are super cool. And then this one is near and dear to me. This is a Michael Anthony rock and roll brand skateboard. And this is signed by Mike on the back, Michael Anthony of Van Halen fame, and signed by Brad Fanshaw, the host of Man Seeks Adventures and owner of Touch It Save. And literally, when you think about it, Brad, that's probably, we knew each other and had done stuff, but that was the first time I think we really hung out and kind of, I was honored that you invited me to the big soiree. But then, so what they did is that Bondspeed had a party in Vegas during SEMA at the Hard Rock. And so Brad invited me to this party and they had giveaways and you had two of these, I think?
We did 4 different styles, but we only did 2 of each skateboard. Right, okay. So that's like one or two. I will tell you, that one actually had 3 made because I gave one to Michael. So
you, me, and Mike have one.
Yeah,
so anyway, they had a raffle, and that was the first time I'd ever met Charlotte. And so she sold me the raffle ticket. I got the raffle ticket. I won the skateboard, and Mike signed it. And then, the rest is history. That we've been hanging out ever since, and now we do Nancy's.
Yeah.
I love that one. It's so good.
Those were really fun to do. And the Bondspeed Bash, I want to bring it back someday.
Yeah, no, it was amazing.
And we rented one of the big suites that you can't rent at the Hard Rock, which is not there anymore. Yeah,
it was amazing.
But we could because of Michael's connections, and it was a party.
I remember that because I knew Brad a little bit. I don't know that I'd ever met Mike through you, but maybe once at Boyd's. But anyway, so we were down and they had a little bar when you walk towards Pink Taco in Hard Rock. And I was at the bar with my buddy. And so Brad, and they came by. Then Mike came by with his family. And I said, hey, I want to buy Mike a shot of Jack. And the bartender goes, yeah, he's probably not, he's kind of busy right now. Mike goes, I should just ask him. And he goes, yeah, hey, that guy wants to buy you a shot. And he goes, dude, and he kept running over.
I'm in.
Yeah, it was like immediate. And I thought, then we're up in the party and shooting the shit. And then now, now it is what it is. But
yeah,
that was way back, man. That's so good. But every time I walk out there, I look at that and go, yeah, that was cool.
It's fun times. That was a good epic party. Got to repeat it.
Well, how about you? What's behind you there?
Nothing. No, I got some fun stuff in here. Right there.
Well, you got a Desmond. I see that.
Yes. Well, the big blow up next to that
Uh-huh.
is a photo from the Peterson archives. Back in like '96, I was able to finagle my way into the Peterson photo archives. They gave me 2 hours to go through the books and find original imagery from my Bonneville watch company, which was phenomenal. And that is such an iconic Bonneville photo from back in the day when Gullwing Mercedes
And
is
a
on
Gullwing
the
at
salt.
Bonneville.
Yeah, ready to make a run, man. That is so.
What are you thinking? Like,
Well, that's back when they were just performance cars.
that's it. And it was.
Yep.
Like, that's awesome.
And then next to that is the Desmond original that you were talking about. It's a watercolor of my '67 Chevelle racing another car from back in my high school days that I always used to want to race and things like that. And then, of course, there is the dragster that Larry Dixon gave me, a die cast of his Top Fuel dragster that he signed. And right below that is one of his winner's hats. They give away, when you win the Top Fuel race, they give you a hat that says Top Fuel winner. And he signed it for me and handed it to me right in the winner's circle to celebrate my wife's birthday. And then just various memorabilia and photos that I've got, die cast model of my jet and, stuff like that. So,
yeah, that's interesting. I just so happen to have a Larry Dixon.
Oh, there it is. That's the one. That's it.
Yeah,
but I bet you don't have a winner's hat. You've got that one from IndyCar back there. But
I do have a winner's
have anything as cool as a winner's hat.
I do have a winner's hat from Ron, but I just keep this like handy. But yeah, I have a Wally. I have 2 Wallies.
You've got a Wally. Okay.
I have a Wally. I have a Wally.
Outdid me on that one, Dave. You topped me.
This is an Oscar for NHRA. I have one for best appearing car at Phoenix for Bill Wyndham's Pro Stock, which was amazing. But this is actually Ron's win in Pomona.
That's cool. That's I've always wanted one of those.
Well, and you think when do people appreciate you doing the paint schemes like these or all that stuff, and you think about it and you think, you know what, I love doing it and I get to go to the races, and then you get something like that. I mean, Ron got me his championship, so he won the championship 2 years ago, and he got me a championship jacket. It's like a leather jacket.
Yeah.
And it says Diamond Dave on it. And it's
that's cool.
Like,
that's
cool. I mean, it's like, and then you go, wow, I guess he does like me. That's cool. Because, Ron's such a cool dude,
Did he get you one of the big emblazoned rings, too?
I got that. That's why I was looking at I dropped that. Let me get that. I'm not sure which year that is, the Stanley Cup ring from.
Nice.
Yeah. Yeah.
So.
Anyway, a lot of shit. What's my address, you say?
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. So, come on by. All our stuff's here.
Don't worry, I'm selling it all on eBay. I find on eBay, before we leave, that, a lot of people are probably trying to sell stuff on eBay because you got all this crap you clean in your house. Myself included. And I think I go on and I think I just want to get rid of this shit.
Yeah.
And I think I should just start at $10 and then shipping. And then you start looking around and it's like people are getting like $200. You go, well, shit. Like, you start this bidding war. I'm like, you're missing the point. I'm trying to get rid of this crap.
Exactly. Well, it's funny because I put stuff on eBay and some of the stuff that I think, this is going to go for big bucks. This is
nothing.
It doesn't. And the stuff that I don't think, it's like, what?
Right.
This,
Right.
So,
yeah.
But, well, hey, we got to wrap it up.
All right.
I think next time we will get Billy back on here. Hopefully he'll have his beauty ring and all his stuff done. And and we'll. I think we should try and keep doing these Zoom because it's a lot of fun.
Bullshit.
And like, if we could figure out how to do them on mobile, that'd be even cooler if we're somewhere and do it.
It's gotta be.
So like, if we were sitting on a bar 6 feet apart from each other, we could all be on our phones. It'd be, hey, he's over there. So that'd be actually
talk through the plexiglass between the bar stools.
That'd actually be kind of funny to do something like that just on purpose.
Yeah,
we'll have to think about that. Dave, thank you very much, everybody.
Awesome, dude.
You got to remember.
I forgot to mention Mike. I got the Matt Anthony.
Matt Anthony, that's right.
Yeah, let me tell you, before we go, really quick. I don't have time, but tell Mike I was going to join his barbecue challenge or whatever.
Okay.
So he's having a barbecue challenge on because of his hot sauce, whatever.
Hot sauce, yeah.
Anyway, so I was gonna get like some ribs, like from birds or something. And then I was going to go fire up the grill, wearing Mad Anthony, and go, okay. And so here's what I do. And then the guy's going to come and deliver the food. Here's the ribs, perfectly smoked and cooked. And see if I can.
You're going to cheat, is what you're saying.
He's given a prize, but I was totally going to cheat in front of everybody. I win.
But good effort, but it didn't work. So
I could have pulled it off.
Yep. Hey, we're running out of time, Dave. So later. Hey, everybody, don't forget, it really, really helps the show a bunch if you go to iTunes and give us a 5-star rating and leave a comment. Even if that comment is love the show, it's got to be 3 words or more, then it counts. So go there, please do it. And you're going to find this is always on our Facebook page, but you can always get the show on iTunes or at our website. So go there, check it out. We'll see you next time. Man Seeks Adventure. Find me at Bradley_Fanshaw on Instagram. Our Instagram is Man Seeks Adventure. Billy F. Gibbons, and of course, David W. Marek. Right?
Thanks for fixing that.
All right, man. Hey, everybody. We'll see you next time. Cheers.